Hi everyone, Johnny from WP Johnny here, and today I'm going to talk about static CMS. First off, what is a regular CMS? Okay, a regular CMS, it stands for Content Management System. It's basically PHP and MySQL, right? You've the old websites, the back in the Dreamweaver days, you had just HTML, which was very boring text, just manual coded styling, and then you had CMS, which was really nice, like a uniform styling sheets, so that you didn't have to update your styling on every page. You just updated your one universal website, full website CMS, and it would update all the colors and keep everything consistent on every page. Um, and what made CMS so cool was that you could update your site, have little bits of content and data going from all kinds of places, and it would just update, right? So when you added content, you didn't have to update the homepage. The homepage would naturally pull out the latest content. Kind of like if you go to like a weather site, it's not the same content every day. It pulls data from someplace, maybe like a database or some data, some API, some integration somewhere, and then with that information, it builds the web page. The only problem with traditional CMS or just CMSs is that sometimes people complain that they're a little slow, they're a little insecure, and there's truth to that, right? Um, for sure, if you have to seek a database, sometimes, like to build a web page, like here, I'm just going to go to Yahoo, right? You see, so to build it, well, I mean, Yahoo's fast because they've got, millions and millions of dollars worth of servers, but like, like this data, this part right here, this came from the ad company server. Some of this right here, it had to find the date, list them in chronological order, find the latest bits of content. In here, if I start to type celebrity, you see it starts to pull data immediately off the search engine. So that's what a dynamic site is. It's using CMS to show you the content. Now, what is static CMS? So it's kind of funny because it's something that promises the best of both worlds. It promises the speed of a static website, but the same flexibility as a content management system. So how does that work? So the idea is that it builds your content beforehand and then creates a static piece, right? It's kind of like going to a restaurant and ordering your food, and then you have to wait for them to cook it and all that, versus calling in ahead of time and ordering takeout. And then by the time you get there, you just pick it up. It's already made, it's already cooked and ready to go. So static CMS is kind of like that. You make your website, you put your data in, and then it like pre-cooks it, right? Or what WordPress people know is like pre-caching, right? It pre-builds the cache, so then when the visitor comes, they get served the cache page. It doesn't have to waste time building, assembling the data, assembling the styling and all that into the page. So we'll look at a few options. Here's Jekyll. Okay, they're all selling it on simple and static and fast and build all kinds of options. We'll look at the showcase. Of course, they've got these big names like Spotify and Twitch and Netflix, and they're just showing off all the cool sites that they can do with just a simple static CMS, and it is cool. It is very cool. Okay, look at that. You can buy tickets. There's a whole. Let's see. Okay, all right. Now this goes to another page. I don't know if this is still static, but still, it's pretty cool. It looks really nice. Here's Hugo, the world's fastest framework for building websites. So, they're not just selling it on the speed of the site, but how fast you can build it, right? That's very enticing for developers, because it's not going to be simple users that are using this. It's developers that are building these websites. So they want to convince them, hey, use our CMS. You can get going up and faster. Your client projects are going to cost you less time and money. So I'm checking out Hugo's showcase here, and look at this insurance site. All right, this looks like $1 million. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to have a site like this. Okay, very nice. Let's go with Gatsby. Okay, I'm gonna go to Showcase. I just want to check out their blogs or plugins. Look at that. They've got 1,000 plugins. I'm just gonna type in Google Maps. Okay, how about member? Okay, no membership. Okay, of course. All right, look at this. This is really cool stuff. You guys can do this on your own time, Ghost and all that. So how do I feel about this? Okay, there's a few things that people like to say about static CMS. They say it's faster, and it's more secure. It's easier. Those are the three main things that I hear time and time again, and they do sound too good to be true, and they are too good to be true. Let's go with the first one, faster. Are they faster? Yes, but we're missing context. They're faster because they do less things. They have less code with less options and less features. So they do less things. That's why they're faster. If you build a simple WordPress site and use a clean, customized theme, and you don't add a bunch of junk plugins to it, you can run a site that's almost as fast. Yes, it'll be slower, like by 10 milliseconds, 30 milliseconds, but it's still just as fast to the naked eye, right? I don't think the human eye can perceive something until about maybe a tenth of a second or 150 milliseconds, something like that. So, it'll feel fast enough. I mean, most WordPress sites, they're like over a second, right? 2 seconds to load. So, cut the crap is basically it, and you will have a faster site. Okay? If you had a site just as simple as some of these sites, yeah, it'll be fast. Now, the security thing, I don't, are they more secure? Sort of, right? It's, again, a little bit yes, but it's kind of like it's out of context. It's like saying that a wall is more secure than a door. So, obviously, we can't agree. They're different things. The door allows data to go in and out. It allows things to go in and out. And when you have a port or some kind of opening somewhere, some data opening somewhere, good data can go in and out. Or, bad code can go in and out. Good guys, bad guys can go in and out. So yes, it's a little less secure, but that's because of functionality. If all these CMSs out there had all the same functionality that WordPress had, trust me, they would be insecure as well. But there's also another thing. There's another reason why they're more secure. Any crap developer that wants to like make a quick buck, just put together some crappily coded theme that looks nice and fools beginners, or put together some crappy plugin that looks nice but fools beginners, and they want to sell it, they're not going to put it on like Hugo plugin platform, right? They're not going to put it on Gatsby because so much fewer people use Gatsby. They're going to put it on WordPress, the #1 CMS in the world right now. That's been #1 for a long time. Why? Because WordPress just has a bigger user base, a bigger market for that kind of thing. So in a way, yes, there's fewer crap developers on these CMSs, and that's why they're more secure and they're faster. The code is a little cleaner and all that. But WordPress can be just as secure. Use quality code, quality themes, quality plugins. Know what you're doing, right? Know what you're doing. Keep everything updated, and you shouldn't have security problems. Now, the last thing, and actually, I want to add one more to the list. So we had 2 already. The third one is going to be the price. WordPress is free. You can get so far on just free. With some of these, they are not free, right? Like Ghost. Let's look at this. There's a price, $30 for 2 staff users and only 100K views a month. All right. How about this one? Fortunately, $10 per user per month. So so they're not as free, and this is just to get started, right? So you can only imagine maybe plugins, themes cost a little more. So there's that. The fourth one, is it easy? I'm going to tell you right now, no, absolutely not easy. We take for granted how much of WordPress we know, how much of everything we're used to doing is in a WordPress way. When you switch to one of these other CMSs, it's like a whole new operating system. It's like going from Windows to Mac, or Mac to Linux, or it's very jarring. Things are going to look like they're in a different place. Yes, some of us are more tech savvy than others. We'll get along just fine. We might even have fun getting lost and have fun figuring things out. But when you have critical things to do, you need to get stuff done. You might be a little frustrated because it's not as easy, and there's not as much help. There's not as much help forums and free YouTube tutorial videos or documentation out there, right? A lot of these aren't built for like end users and newbies. They're kind of built with the developer in mind. So it comes down to the last piece. Should you use them? I'm going to say only one condition. If you are a developer, you know how to code everything by hand. And I mean, you're so good you can practically code a whole CMS by yourself. Yes. you can use it. And if you are going to be there, you're going to see this project till the end of its lifetime, yes, use it. But in any other scenario, no, absolutely not. Not worth it at all. Why? Because you're gonna. This is gonna happen. You know, these things are so much smaller and faster because they do less things. They have less features. So this is what you're gonna realize. At some point, you're gonna want something a little custom. Could be a newsletter, or styling a pop-up, or like a membership site, or a directory, or a Google Map plugin, or some kind of like fun little integration, or with another site or service, or something small that you want to do, and you're gonna realize that it can't do it. And then you're gonna have two options. You're gonna go, one, you're gonna realize you can't do it. It just simply doesn't allow it. Not possible at all. The time that you spend trying to build that feature, you might as well just go build it on WordPress. It'll be faster to start over. Or number two, you find out it can be done, but customizing it, setting it up, or doing it requires a developer. And the developers are going to be more expensive because there's fewer of them out there. I'm going to guess that most of them are all US based. So you're not going to have like a cheaper developer option in Asia or in like Eastern Europe or something like that. So just, if you even have to ask the question and you're not a developer, you can't develop yourself, you don't understand like MVC and the library and all that, don't mess with it. I think it's, don't use it for a production site. That's all I'm saying. Because you're going to quickly outgrow its capabilities and you're going to be frustrated, and then you're going to switch right back to WordPress. With that said, you guys should play with that anyway. These things are fun as hell. I've used a couple of them for my work and just to play around and be curious. They're a lot of fun. If you want to build just a 5-page website and don't need anything, like absolutely anything that WordPress has, you want to mess with something super simple, why not? This is so much fun for somebody who's like a developer or just likes to tinker with things. But for a serious site, go to WordPress. There's so much more help, so much more available documentation and third-party plugins and whatnot. WordPress is #1 for a reason. All right, guys, thanks for watching.